Welcome to B&G. My name is Jude Chisebe. Today I'm in the windy city of Port Elizabeth, where we put a spotlight on the Social Housing Regulatory Authority, commonly known as Shra. Shra is a regulatory body established by the Minister of Human Settlements to regulate the housing sector and issue grants for social housing projects. You might be asking yourself what social housing is. It is a state-subsidized rental housing aimed at low and middle-income groups to widen options of housing available to them. Fairview Link is one of those social housing projects in Port Elizabeth where George Stokes is a tenant. We find out more about life in Fairview.
My name is George Stokes. I'm living here in Fairview Link with my wife, and we're staying here 1 year, 4 months. I was born here in Fairview. I didn't grow up here. I was a little child when, with the removals here. I was about 8 months, and we moving with my parents from here to Kelvin. Life wasn't easy there. Ja, die is nu die plek waar ik groot geraakt ben. Toen ik het Fairview had getrokken, toen trek ik hier en hier toch groot geraakt. Ik heb getrouwd en mijn zuster bleef nog aan die huis en dat is over 50 jaar. Ons kunnen dreigen gaan maken om te kijken zo, waar ik groot geraakt, waar ik getrouwd was. Mijn kinderen ook al groot gemaakt. Ons was 10 kinders en ons het in een 2 vertrek gebleven. En het was ingewikkeld geweest. Maar niet te zeggen, mijn ouders koos ons gegeven, want niet te zeggen, koos ons gegeven niet. Hulle het hulle best proberen om voor ons alles te geven. Maar je weet, ons het groot geraakt. Daar had ik het een jong man geraakt, ik het getrouwd. En je weet, kijk, hij is mijn roots. En dit zal ik nooit vergeten, waar vandaan ik kom. Maar je moet weet, die rent was maar baie cheap geweest, 69 cents een week het ons al betaald met malen, 69 cents een week. En je weet, daar zo was, hij is die plek van die gangsters, kan je zeggen, tot nu nog toe. Hier is ik nog geboren, hier in Elmrouten. Ik is geboren hier in ons, je had getrekt toen ik 8 maanden oud. Maar mijn pa en mijn maat me teruggebracht. Zo, toen ik 18 of 19 jaar. Dus in net pure boswereld is zo. En kijk naar tussen 40 en 50 jaar, kijk hoe die plek geupgrade is, garage is, alles. Ik heb getrouwd in Kelvin. Avond heb ik getrekt Jacksonville toe. Van Jacksonville af toe trek ik naar die oude huis toe. En van die oude huis af, toen trek ik hier in die Fairview Link. En je weet, die reden wat ik getrekt heb in Jacksonville is ook gangsters. Kijk, ik is al oud en ik bleef alleen. Ze staken het, je weet, zeer maken, roof en alles. En toen trek ik naar die oude huis toe. En wie je in die oude huis zit, ik in een 1-bedroom gebleven. En die 1-bedroom huis van, zeg maar zo 6 by 6. Daar moest ik geslapen. Ik moest eten, ik moest gekookt. Die toilet en die badkamer was buitenkant die kamer geweest. Die eerste aand toen ons hier slaap, toen trek je die oude huis, toen breng ik net die kooi. Toen kom slaap ik zo, want je moet weten hoe rustig was het. En het is luxury wat ik in blijf. Waar ik vandaan kom is luxury. Ik voel vrij zo. Ik was nog nooit zo geweest. Ik voel vrij van ik kom intrekken in Fairview Link. Want ik heb vrienden met blanke mensen, vrienden met African mensen, vrienden met colored mensen. Ik voel nu vrij, want je weet, die atmosfeer is anders.
Franza van Heerden is a tenant in Walmer Park, another social housing project in PE. We visit him to see how he navigates life in this community.
My name is Francois. We live in a social housing project called Walmer Link. I'm married to a very, very nice woman that supports me a lot. And yeah, we've got 2 little ones actually.
Ek bly nou nie lang hier nie, maar aan die tyd wat ek nou hier bly is, gesecure vir my kinders is meer spasie, is safe. So ja, sien nog 'n probleem.
It's a nice community to live in. It's nice to bring kids up over here because there's place for them to play. When I was born, my mother was like 16 years old. So, and that time in 1982, the technology wasn't as good as today. So what happened was I was actually born on 5.5 months. So they put me in the incubator, but everybody was under the impression that I won't make it. So they forgot to actually put something over my eyes. And the pure oxygen that they give the babies in the incubator actually damaged the nerves behind my eyes because I had to stay in the incubator to complete my term for 3.5 months. And they actually didn't know that my eyes was damaged till I was like, I think I was about a week or 10 days at home. And then they realized if they touch me, my nose or anything, that my eyes doesn't react. I grew up in the fishing industry from very small. And then, you know, if you grow up in this industry, once it's in your blood, it actually stays. So I love the sea a lot. And then I started to, we approached one of our friends and I started going to sea with him, doing some trips with the boats and helping him do things on the boats like servicing and repairing small things and explaining to tourists exactly what's going on our vessels and a bit about marine life and stuff like that. I'm trying to get out of the scene, but it pulls me back every time. Being in a community like this, it gives me the opportunity to interact with people much more. You know, when you live in an upmarket place like, I would use it as an example, Warmer Heights or Summerstrand or whatever. I mean, I stayed in Summerstrand for many years. I never knew it was my neighbors. People don't interact with each other, and I feel a setup like this actually teaches you, you know, to mix with your community and to get along, which you don't have in other areas. These places are opportunities that's offered to us, and it helps a lot because it's reasonable and it's neat and tidy and it's safe. And I would actually hope that this place would still stand for a very long time and that we can live here and basically go forward almost as a type of a family. Over time you get to know people and you get to know the management and stuff like that. And I appreciate the things that, according to my disability and stuff, that Umisi Housing actually does for me to get me forward in life.
What an amazing story. After the break, we found out more about the organizations that make this possible. Since its inception in 2010, Shra has been instrumental in many social housing projects across South Africa. We speak to the COO of Shra, Kulile Botwana, to tell us more. Hi, sir, and welcome to BNG. Thank you for your time. Tell me, how does Shra regulate the social housing sector?
Social housing program is a program that is delivered by business and government, which is represented in this case by Shra and NHFC as a development finance institution. Business would be the social housing institutions that are actually accredited and regulated by the Shra.
Can you tell me why and how does the state subsidize social housing?
Back in the day, during the apartheid days, that people were actually moved away from economic activities. You'd find that generally black people actually stay very far away from the areas within which they work. And this actually takes away their disposable income. So as a result, government had to find a way of intervening.
What is the typical funding structure? Who are the stakeholders and what makes up their percentage of the contribution?
Rentals that are being paid cannot be more than 33% of what the gross income is. That income could be calculated on the basis of joint income between spouses, but it has to be within 7.5, and it can't be an individual. The grants that we offer are not necessarily subject grants. They are grants that are actually object grants. They are given to institutions. So the benefit is that of actually paying less in a much more affluent area where you would have paid more to actually stay in that area. That's how they benefit.
IMISI is a social housing institution here in Port Elizabeth. They run Fairview Link and Warmer Link, where George and Francis stay. We spoke to Sharon Oosthuizen, who's the client services manager at IMISI, about the work that they do. Sharon, hi. Let's start by talking about the social housing institution. What do you do exactly?
We are one of 3 fully accredited social housing institutions in the country. We are the only fully accredited social housing in the Eastern Cape. Now, a social housing institution is basically where we would provide accommodation, affordable accommodation, to persons who earn between 2.5 and 7,500 Rand per month. That covers the gap market between the RDP and the FLISP houses.
As IMISI Housing, what projects do you manage and what makes them different from each other?
Currently, we have the 2 projects. We have the Warmer Link project and we also have the Fairview Link project. As for the Warmer Link project, what really stands out is less what we do, but more what our tenants are doing. The way they have come together as a community, it's unbelievable to see how they work together and how, you know, so many different integrated cultures have come together, and we have had cultural days before where people come together. It's unbelievable to see how these people all stand together. That's their home. They have absolutely made this their home 100%.
Fairview Link just won the Govern Mbeki Award for Best Social Housing Project. What makes this project better than the rest?
Well, first of all, you've got a company that's running that's absolutely a wonderful company that's going. We understand how tenants, we always have a personal open door policy for our tenants to come and see us whenever there are any issues. We've got wonderful tenants staying here at all times. It's just beautiful. It's absolutely, the aesthetics of the buildings are fantastic. You know, you go back as far as saying to the contractors, the wonderful way things have been done, the beautiful setup. Everything is just beautiful about it. It's wonderful. What
is the application process and the selection criteria used to select tenants?
First of all, the qualifying criteria would be that they would need to be over the age of 21, the main applicant. The main applicant must be a South African citizen. The main applicant must be either permanently employed or receiving a pension. The household income must be between 2,500 and 7,500 Rand per month. That is the qualifying criteria. From that, once we've been given all of the documentation that we may process as per any normal application that comes through for any residential properties, at the end of the day, we do the normal credit checks, we do the normal background checks, we confirm the employment. If all is above board, we put the persons on a waiting list, and as soon as a unit becomes available, we will accommodate them.
I know you do a lot here. Let's talk community development programs. What do you do in that regard?
IMISI runs quite a few community development programs, such as we did the knitting of the blankets for the Nelson Mandela Day. We do have a lady at Warmer Link that, along with the children, actually sat and knitted more than the 67 blankets. We have done the financial literacy programs for them. We have done the Women's Day program, where the ladies got together, had a wonderful evening. And we do, on a regular basis, where we do have an afternoon where the children get together. We have a movies show for them and things like that we do to try and make it comfortable for them.
Although the social housing projects in Port Elizabeth gained national attention, the province's program is far wider ranging. We speak to MEC Helen Souls August about her plans. MEC, welcome to BNG. When you walk into a project like this, how do you feel about the quality of social housing projects in the province?
There's always a immense sense of pride when you see the aestheticness of the place, when you see the quality that has been done on these kind of projects, and just the whole notion, a project like Fairview Links that have enhanced this area where it has been built. So you do know that not only is the quality of the area enhanced, but also the quality of life of the people living in this area.
How effective and successful have social housing projects been in the Eastern Cape?
Well, the social housing, those projects that we have initiated thus far has been very successful. Between 2009 and 2014, we have completed more than 2,000 units across the province. Obviously, it's where the demand are. We can't just continue to roll. So where the demand are, and currently the demand is primarily within the two metros of Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality as well as Nelson Mandela Metropolitan Municipality. And therein we have surely accommodated those needs that have been there.
What services and amenities will the province be providing for these housing projects in the Eastern Cape?
There is the informal playing areas that is created there within the social housing sector. There is creches that is usually attached to it, and also the whole issue of the transport route that goes with it, that is immediately unlocked within the social housing sector. So for us that is significant, because it also means that people who are staying in these new developments have got easy access to their work employment opportunities. It also brings them closer to any work employment within an area. It is secure for children, it's secure for senior citizens within the area. It is also very attractive to bachelors and bachelorettes who want to come, who just want to stay for a couple of years and then exit before they get married, before they settle down. So I think the whole concept of the social housing is very attractive out there. We just need to market it more aggressively within the communities out there and outside of the metros, because currently it is only located within the two metros.
MEC, let's talk about the land passes. How accessible and available are they in the province?
This is the route to go for government. Instead of your freestanding single residential units where the land becomes an issue, because here you are optimally utilizing the land. You are making sure that people are near to the economic delivery of that town, of that city. And these are the integration that we are also seeing. The issue that we are bringing people from all communities into a new area. Areas where they were previously prevented from coming. And we are unlocking those kind of potentials for them. And definitely we are changing then the spatial landscape of the Eastern Cape in the same manner.
What impact does this project have in the quality of life of the people of the Eastern Cape?
In the whole, you can say that quality of life has been produced. We have bettered the life of the people at the same time, but we've also given people the restoration of dignity that they had not previously had. And I think if we can do all of that within this short space of 21 years, then surely as this government we have done something right.
My name is Sheila Marriott. I've been living here at Warmelink now for nearly 3 years. Absolutely adored here. At the moment, I'm living with my grandson and 2 of my daughters. We share a flat here. This is Karen, my oldest daughter.
Hi.
And Lynette, another daughter. So, how's the plans for the wedding going? What have you come up with, Karen?
It's a nightmare. I'm getting excited about the wedding because I'm going to have a brother-in-law that talks to me until 4 o'clock in the morning, which is fun.
To live here, I feel, is wonderful because I feel secure. It's nice and clean. That's one thing. Nowhere else, wherever I've lived before, have I stayed in such a clean place. There's always rubbish lying around. Here there isn't. So I really do love living here. When I was first here, they had noticed it out for people wanted 1 person per block to join the forum, the tenant forum, so that we can be able to be the go-between of the office and the people living in our block. So, of course, we all had to put our names down who was prepared. I was prepared, and nobody else from our side was prepared, so I became part of the tenant forum. We met once a month, and we discussed things that we could do and not do, and it seemed to be working pretty well. Some of the things that we'd planned didn't quite come out the way they should have, but we have had some successful do's. During that time, there was this thing on TV about Nelson Mandela's blankets getting made, and I decided, I can do that. I mean, I love crocheting, and so I started. I put up my pledge, I will do 67 blankets, and that was in December for April. And so I thought, oh boy, I'm not going to get it done. I put up a notice, all the ladies around here, please will they help do crocheting? And no ladies came. So I started sitting outside to encourage, and then children started coming. And with the help of children, we made 67, well, actually 75 blankets. And so I was given a trip to Pretoria to go and see them put out and be there for the world record and everything else. But because the children were so good, I had said to them, when you finish making the blankets, we will make a beanie for each of you. And so the beanies have just grown into all sorts of things, and at the moment I'm about to have a fashion show because the children have just carried on making and making.
The most important person tonight, of course, is Sheila Marriott, because this is her brainchild. She has put the work together. She has led the thing. She has designed it. She's the owner of the project tonight, the fashion show. So give Sheila a great big welcome, because she's going to take over for me now. Welcome, Sheila.
I was so impressed. Our slogan is reviving the cities and integrating the communities. So I saw it with my eyes today, that communities are integrated, especially on these social housing projects.
The buildings is only a structure, it's only brick and mortar. But what happens inside and outside of these buildings is what it's all about. It's about the people in the development, the way they live together, their happiness, how they develop.
We are very committed to ensuring that we build sustainable communities, and it's very, very important to ensure that your community has to buy into what you're doing.
I never dreamed that it would go so far, although I did promise the children that they could make beanies, and it went on to ponchos, and then it went on to, well, you saw what all came out of it. And it just grew and grew and grew. And the nice thing is that there are more that want to join, that have come tonight and said, I want to knit, I want to knit, I want to be in the next show. So hopefully there will be another one.
Our cities, once planned to segregate and oppress, should now be planned to uplift and empower. Shra, through social housing, aims to improve the lives of many South Africans and ensure a better future for all. I'm Jude Chisebe for BNG. I'll see you same time next week, same place.